Alright, what is going on, my beautiful friends?
I had you figured for a mage. I think you'll appreciate
This one will be kinda long, and I will cut quite few bits of footage, because there will be much traveling and much merchanting. So yeah, it's like 45 minutes out of like 3 hours maybe.
Oh, and you'll need the hip bone. It's very important. No entering Pelagius's wing with
If you're wondering why I'm taking to this guy,
we have a fine.
you
You're a
guessed it.
traveler, correct?
We are going for Wabajak.
I haven't heard.
I'm not really sure why
Oh, that's
this
very
artifact
sweet.
isn't really required, since, you know, petty gems are OP. But I figured, why not? Let's spice things a little bit more. And I'm getting here specific ingredients which I will use in some time. But if you don't know why this in particular, then you will see. You will see. Yeah, some merchanting.
Come back to bits and pieces anytime.
Thanks.
Generally, posting information is need to know only. If you want to know that bad, the daughter was sent to Whiterun. The skirmishes there have been violent. He sent Private Morard, Angela's daughter, was in that scouting party. She needs to be
Just, it was brave of you to come to me with this.
Yeah, she doesn't give you any gold at all,
Oh, I'd get in trouble for that.
but she could give you
I
garlic.
suppose in that case,
I mean, you can
I'd pay to
take
let you
garlic
in.
for free,
But only briefly.
so it's
Be
worth doing
careful
if you're
and
an alchemist. Okay, now, this is successful take. I died once, and then I had to change my strategy. That's why I'm going naked. This is the only way without perks in sneak to do this. If I wore my armor, then, you know, I would be detected pretty easily. You can notice that this first cobweb is destroyed, because there is a bug in Skyrim. I destroyed it before I died, I reloaded a save and it was gone. The same with spiders. There should be spiders in the first room, but yeah, whatever. This is scary. The dagger is silent, so you can safely destroy the cobwebs without losing your stealth and invisibility. This is pretty good. Yeah, this room was filled with spiders, but, you know, it isn't a big of a deal, really.
goes right through me.
Since I could just, you know, make a run for it. I skipped the whole quest, because you know it already. Ta-ta! You will see the downside though, because of this bug. Usually you can find here like Master Robes of Alteration and Alteration Book, I think. But it's gone. So, yeah, kinda makes up for missing spiders, which wasn't a big deal, really. If there were spiders, I could just, you know, sneak by naked, they wouldn't detect me, I would destroy the first cobweb without being detected. So it's not a big deal. But yeah, if you have no perks in sneak, this is the only way to do it. Also, you know, Saltron entities are harder in a way that they regenerate. They are visible, yeah, but only when close. They have 50 more armor penetration than invisible entities. But they don't get 75 magic resist and 85 fire resist. They get only 90 frost resist. So overall, if you don't use frost, there are less resistance to magic. And I would say that the fact that they are visible when you sneak up close is very big. it's a huge deal. So I almost want to say that they are easier overall. I might want to switch to invisible entities, which are default Requiems, and yeah, this is my death. I tried with armor. So yeah, no chance with armor.
You look like you just what you see.
Since I got a Wabbajack, I'll try to stack my tomatoes. Yeah, baby. Note that this doesn't make a huge difference, because I could just, you know, visit every mage in every city, buy petty gems from him, and I would still get pretty nice amount of this. And considering my paralyze enchant,
Pull that off.
which you see now, I would easily get more money from selling one weapon than from buying one field petty gem. So, you know,
Some might call this
this is
junk.
pretty easy money.
Me, I call them treasures.
Yeah, some more selling in this segment. The fun fact is, I got this Wabbajack, I got the Azura Star, but really, I think that even I will use more Wabbajack, like soul tomatoes, than I use the Star. So if you're thinking like, oh, he chased it pretty hard, you know, I'm not that sure. I won't get like insane boost from this. You know, if I like used Wabbajack to kill everyone, that would be cheesing. But I'm just using it for tomatoes. They will just help me to get 100 enchanting faster, but you know, nothing OP, I guess. This is very cut footage. I was like searching for cooking station in Solitude for like 10 minutes. I didn't find it at all. So getting few essential items from this guy. Yeah, bear pelt. Also I got Mammoth tusk. Yeah. If you did this before, you probably know what I'm doing right now. And motherfucking hype, guys. 60 marksmanship. First big perk in this tree. And now I shoot like 1500 times faster. Yeah. So quick shot is one of the essential perks if you're an archer, I would say. Gruesome shot is very good. You max it at 50 marksmanship. But quick shot is the deal breaker. I tried to take on this snow, I believe it's called. But this is insane. This is of course my successful take. Because this fucking saber cat, similar to giants, he will just ignore your summons. You can summon whatever you want. He will just ignore it. At least from my experience till now. These normal saber cats just seem like total pussies, you know. No danger at all. Easy. Yeah. So now watch me die. See, he just ignored my dog. This pose, I'm suspecting, he just paralyzes you on top of, you know, one-shotting you. I wonder if it's the case. See, he just ignored my dog. I was in perfect position. I say that this is pretty nice mechanic. It nerfs conjuration summons. At least, like, you know, apprentice level summons. So we can't just summon and cheese everything. I was raging, guys, I was raging hard. What you get from it? Coin purse and silver battle staff. And I was really pissed right now. A Talmor killed me, and before I was like killing Horkers, I killed a bunch of enemies, ice raids, and this fucking Talmor killed me. So I had to redo everything, including killing the snow, I think. So I just didn't show you these skills, which doesn't count, because I died. So yeah, wasted time again. But to the point, I'm doing Wolf Skull Cave to get rid of the Necros summoning Potima. By the way, very important thing, I'm using bound arrows versus skeletons. As you can see, they deal pretty nice damage, but I'm using minor arcana, and Cryptopur fixes Recutified by Unmakes, and big thanks to CJ2K2, because he told me that minor arcana makes bound arrows like effective against undead, because in minor arcana they have silver properties. Also they are boosted with slight AP bonus, so this is pretty huge deal. And all the footage I recorded is without this, you know, correction. So this is insane. I was buying silver arrows all the time, but they are not needed. I think that this is pretty nice change, considering like Bound Bow is 75 level spell, and it makes Bound Archer more effective. Why should you rely on smithing or buying silver arrows, you know? If your arrows can't even turn undead with perk, why the fuck shouldn't they, you know, be effective against undead? So yeah. Also another point, bound arrows deal much more damage than silver arrows. So if you just use silver arrows, you deal like 30 less damage, which is, you know, bad. I can just wait till I play with this correction. You know, I just changed ESP. But in fact, this happened because I'm, again, retarded. Because the very first sentence in Minor Arcana mod page on the installation says, you know, if you're using KFR, load Minor Arcana below this mod. So Minor Arcana takes priority when changing the Bound Bow arrow properties, but of course I had it loaded before this mod. So this is totally my fault, but again thanks to CJ for pointing this out. Now that I think of it, it makes a pretty viable build, because I was testing Bound Bow at max marksmanship with silver arrows, and I could kill Dragon Priest easily when he was running away. So with increased AP from Minor Arcana and silver properties, I think that Dragon Priest should be easily killed by Bound Bow. No problems at all. I saved the game because, to my surprise, I died like fucking shitload of times in this first area. That was really unexpected, because every time I do this dungeon, I like kill the first cell like in first try every time, and this time I died like shitload of times. I was really pissed. So yeah, this is the best tactic for Archer to deal with this. I'm cutting the footage because I wasted much more arrows than you can see. So yeah, I'm just saving your boredom. From this distance, no matter how many shots you take, they will never find you. Never ever. So I can safely just stay here and snipe them. Sneak shot from this distance is pretty nice at my level. So there were like 3 guys. I killed one. I was waiting for a long time. But it seems that the one who was living just, you know, revived 2 other guys. So yeah. And there's a mage right here. I was instantly detected when I casted a spell from my sniping spot. But he didn't mind that I was shooting the other guys. Yeah, pretty nice. It took me really more shots than needed to deal with this. But it's really the first time I'm using bound bow extensively. So I'm not that used to, you know, arrow drop, distance, my crosshair placement. But yeah, I really like the increased distance of bound arrow, courtesy of KFR. What? Oh. So there was one more mage, never mind. Guys, you really check your mods with this 5 edit. Even if you're sure that they work, because as you can see, I was completely unaware of this minor arcana bound bow stuff. This is really... When CJ told me this, I was like, what? You're lying. There's no way. But yeah, he was saying the truth. I saved the game before because I got fire run from this guy. They have pretty nice spellbooks. I guess I'm lucky. I probably won't use them ever, because you know, Conjuration has pretty much every elemental damage you can think of. So why waste mana on runes? Another interesting fact. If you're a really sneaky archer, you can approach this tower from below using a bug or whatever, or just moving slowly. And they seem to don't detect you if you're up there. So you can like go up the stairs and you can even kill like 2 guys before they will react. This is kinda sketchy, but it works. Then you can like run away, kill the other guys. Which is a scripted like event, I guess. So yeah. Again, got like most expensive elemental stuffs and very nice spells. Yeah, whatever. I don't know what this book does. Evasion, I guess. Can't open it. Maybe I will come back once I got 50 lockpicking, who knows. In this corner displays to that trial spell. Requiem. Won't use it. You know, Seff is an evil bitch, but she wants, like, raise dead. She will, like, one time so far. They will see. And here is the death showcase from this fucking retarded first cell. I died so many times. That's why you hate fucking Necros. Yeah, fucking Ice Nova, you are slow as fuck and can't do anything. This is by far the most retarded death. Of course, instant ice spike and fireball, yeah. I was like raging during this time, as you can imagine. Also, that's the reason why, if you're an enchanter, you have to enchant your boots with frost resist. 50% frost resist. This is the way to go. If you don't do it, just, you know, asking for death. This is another fucking stupid death. He's waiting for 3 hours for him to come, and of course, once I push, he's coming out. Whee! Okay, fuck this dungeon, fuck them. Fuck this shit. I'm sorry if I'm swearing too much, I don't care. I'm kinda, you know... Sometimes I'm taking advice from Salty Shanty. So I'm grabbing a nice drink. A very nice drink, and I just roll with it. Thanks, buddy. Perfect. Ah, shit. Kill cams suck sometimes, but I won't disable them. He dodged like a boss. It was like a question. Damn you? Damn you? Really? This is the best. This guy is like, fuck my life, I'm going home. I hit him with Soul Trap and he's like, huh, I'm gonna kill you. No guys, no witnesses. I can't afford to let people live. This is power attack bug. Pretty nice speed without losing stamina at all.
And what would my impetuous Thane Bryling suggest?
So with my fresh souls, let's do some enchanting. Overall, my first priority now is to get 100 enchanting. At that point, I think I can tell you this. You know,
As you know, solitude.
I'm going to go with heavy armor, Daedric probably.
Strong head for business.
And it turns out
Suggest.
that you can't just craft Daedric armor without having at least 90 conjuration. Because you need 90 conjuration to get a sigil stone to be able to craft Daedric stuff at the forge. So I'm forced to grind conjuration to 90
If I needed something
because
from you,
I'm not using smithing. So this is the reason why I'm grinding enchanting to max. I will just tell you that it will greatly help to get my conjuration to max much faster. So from this point I become more and more aware that this playthrough is just going to be pure fucking cheese. But why not? I'm just exploring the possibilities.
and always remember
which Requiem provides.
Support the
I can even cast Fire Run without perks in Destruction. This is pretty nice. And these are the places you can get shitload of gold from Blue Palace once you are a good boy and help Falk. Each of the cupboards you can see provides like 150 to over 200 gold each.
See for yourself.
This is pretty sick.
Come back when you figure out how
Getting
to
tomatoes again
Looking to protect yourself or deal
and selling some shit.
What do you need? Trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing.
This won't take much longer, guys. Once I get maxed enchanting, I won't grind money because I don't need money really. Now that I know that I don't need silver alloys, that I definitely don't need money. So yeah. I hope you will survive
Come back to bits and pieces
next
anytime.
like 1 or 2 episodes. I should be done
On the other hand,
with enchanting by then.
to acknowledge Ulfric's claim.
Well, if he wants to stand outside the protection of the Empire, fine. Let Ulfric pillage
I spent really long time just looking for enchanting table or looking for tomatoes.
Sir, you can't
So the next couple locations you will see I will just cut searching, you know, for items. You will see combat, but you won't see me like going around in every corner looting every sack because this is boring.
it's his idea.
Yes, sir.
You Nords and your bloody sense of honor.
We're getting close to 75 enchanting. I'm not sure if it really gives you great enchants to make money, so I'm not sure I would even take a perk in it. Since I have Paralyze, which is insane amounts of money from one enchant. Yeah, just filling my tomatoes. I stopped here because I'm on my way to do the Argonian quest. You know, shutting down lights from lighthouse. Raping the girl, then raping the bandits. As you can see, aiming in third person without crosshair is kinda funky. There are no health bars. I'm very often not sure if I'm even hitting them with my Summon Swarm spell. It seems that you have to aim higher, so visually your hand is like in the middle of your enemy. But it works differently with mud crabs sometimes. So this is really sketchy. It seems that it's not consistent. But yeah. Just looting important stuff. I'm getting empty bottles because I thought that I can make, you know, conjuration elixir in the forge. This elixir gives you 100% cost reduction on conjuration spells. But I won't do it, I think. The death you just saw was at the, you know, the sunken ship at the quest. And when I died, I didn't save the game earlier, so I have to repeat. Like, you know, 5 minutes of gameplay. I'm pissed. Right here I drank a potion with conjuration cost reduction, and I'm just spamming to get those level ups. From my experience so far, the best XP is when you just spam summons, really. Before my death at the ship, I tried casting like Soul Trap, but it wasn't giving a good XP. But summons seems to give, you know, decent XP overall. Also, this is the moment I was thinking, hey, if I get max conjuration, you know, reduction spell cost, what would happen if I just casted like very strong, very expensive summons for free, just spamming them? I would level it pretty nicely, wouldn't I? And this is the moment when power gaming thoughts came in strongly, and I'm just aiming for it. Because fuck this. Since I already told you... Okay, let's just be honest. For this specific build,
Looks like the effects have already
just grinding conjuration
My sister
isn't a
Seja
bad
will
thing.
be at the wreck with our black
Because-
orders.
Guys. Because in case of Bound Bow, the only perk that gives you better damage from it is the 25 level perk. And that's it, as I think I explained earlier. The higher level perks like Soul Trap and Turn on Dead, these are just utility. They don't increase your damage at all, nor does the conjuration level you have. 100 level perk gives you slight AP bonus, so it shouldn't be a big deal at all. So yeah, even if I just power game conjuration to the max, it won't matter much. You know, you could say, but you can spam summons for eternity, we have discussed. Yeah, that's true, but I don't think I will do it. Unless I have to. Like, you know, I encounter like enemies resistant to arrows. Like the Whammer constructs, then I will have to just, you know, summon Stormatronics. There's no way around it. Same probably for trolls, spree guns. But that's it. If it comes to the Dragon Priest, I just can't use my bow. But yeah, for the real reason I'm thinking about just grinding conjuration is I realized at this point that I can't craft Daedric set without having high conjuration. So we could say that this is pretty much only for the set. So my aim is right now get 19 conjuration, get the sigil stone. I never did this quest, so I assume it will work. So yeah, get the stone, get ebony chest piece and boots. I know where to find them, because the item has to be unenchanted to work at the forge. It can either be unenchanted or self-enchanted, from what I read on the internet. So yeah, once I get 90, I get those two pieces, convert them at the forge, then I get the helmet and the gauntlets from dungeons, and I'm pretty much set for my adventure. You know, really I shouldn't tell you this right now, but you might have figured, so what the fuck. My plan is, you might think that full Daedric set is fucking OP as shit. It might be, but I'm planning to do something rather interesting in my opinion, which is I will just fucking grind conjuration to 100, then I will make it legendary. And very convenient fact is, since bound bow damage doesn't depend on many perks, it only depends basically on one perk, and the rest of the perks are just utility ones. I can do shit like perk only bound, bound weapons 3. Don't perk like advanced, sophisticated conjuration at all, and maybe perk improved summons, maybe. But the interesting thing is, I could get full Daedric set, and I was thinking, get the relevant conjuration perks, which I would need, but I could like don't perk heavy armor casting perks at all. Because if I can achieve maximum cost reduction for conjuration school, I could just ignore heavy armor casting perks. That would mean I would be only able to cast conjuration spells. So no other school of magic for me. That may be too hard. So I'm thinking that possibly I could perk after all, like, casting perks in heavy armor 3. Have maximum cost reduction for conjuration, so the leftover mana I could use for casting, sometimes restoration spells, maybe mage armor. Maybe I should really also grind alteration after all, just to get, magic resist perks. Because without them, I guess I would have pretty shitty magic resists. Especially since every slot I have will be used for conjuration reduction cost. So I think that this is pretty decent, like, trade-off. Because I won't get amazing MR or whatever. So yeah, as of now, as of time of recording this audio, my thinking is do legendary conjuration, do maximum cost reduction for this skull, get heavy armor perks once I get Daedric set equipped, maybe grind some restoration along with grinding heavy armor, that would be helpful. Maybe do alteration, alteration set with max reduction, just to get 75, just to get magic resist and magic absorption maybe. And if I get this all, I can just, roll heavily. So this is the idea I'm getting right now. This is to ensure that this build is, kinda interesting. It won't really matter at all if I have maxed conjuration, if I won't use summons, unless I have to. So I think it should be good. It should be good. I checked the console for conjuration spells, and you have shit like summon like Daedra, Archmage, or even summon invisible entity. You can summon this shit. Not sure if it's from Requiem, but this is fucking OP. They died pretty fast on my testing, but yeah, I'm not sure. Whatever. Summon Ghostly Dragon Priest, which is frost spells.
Blades, helmets, pretty much.
But if I, use only like Storm and Flame Atronax, if I have to, and otherwise just use only Bound Bow, especially since with my new fix, it's fix, it's effective against undead. So the only instance I should use Frost or Flamatronax is when I deal with either trolls of Dwemer constructs. So it should be interesting. Yeah, I said that like
Thanks for the
50
bit.
times.
Some may call this junk. Me, I call them treasures.
Yeah, in my previous characters with Mount Bow, I was just spamming Stormatronax when I saw a dragon to kill it easy. But I guess with Daedric armor, I don't have to really
Do come back.
use summons, get distraction, because I should be tanky. That's why alteration grind with alternate armor, possibly like, I don't know, maybe I just get glass set from the dungeon, enchant this glass set with alteration spell cost reduction, and grind alteration to 75. Then maybe get elven, like elven set, enchanted with full restoration set, and grind evasion, you know, even maybe legendary evasion to get the 2 perks back and 1 perk back. Yeah, this is pretty metagamey. Maybe you have some suggestions. I'm open to suggestions, really. But at this point, I don't think there's much to improve. I mean, much to change. Because if I wanna go with Daedric set, I just have to get high conjuration. There's no way around that. So I have to grind it, so I have to make max cost reduction. But you know, maybe I have to grind conjuration, but I don't have to grind restoration or alteration for that matter. If I have heavy armor casting perks from heavy armor 3, I just can afford to cast those spells from these schools and we'll get there over time. You know, it's no priority. Once I get Daedric set, I can slowly level alteration, restoration, you know, clear dungeons, and it should happen naturally over time. But there is one large temptation for restoration, because as you can imagine, if you have Daedric set, you have nice armor, and imagine that you have like 3 restoration spells. You can just stand in a big group of enemies
Finest weapons
and just spam heal self 1 and call it GG. But that's not happening either, even if I wanted to. Cause I can't get 2 sets Daedric armor. Because I am not a smith.
Don't forget to check inside the shop if you need anything.
Ah, what are you hunting? Never mind.
So there is really one and only chance I can get Daedric boots and Daedric armor like chest piece. Because every ebony
Thank you very much.
armor and boots are enchanted in game. So if you use it at the forge, it shouldn't work. I know, because I checked. There is 1 chest piece located in the safe, and 1 ebony boots located in Orcish like stronghold, where the ebony mine is. And there should be no other ebony like items, so I'm limited to 1. Anyway, sorry about the drunk rant, but it's all for today, thanks. There is no video, but I'm still rambling. So, yeah. Yeah, guys, yeah. So, see you guys next time.